Hello, my friends. You must burn. You must burn. That's the title of this song. I didn't really plan on having rants for you because I was actually on a forgiveness tour. If you look at the name of the video here, it's Forgiveness, episode 108. But, at the very last minute, I don't think Chismar could get forgiveness out of me. And he just had to sneak it in. He had to sneak in something last minute. What's up, Pizza Giraffe? And so, yes, there's going to be some stuff to say. We'll get to it. We'll get to all of it. There's a lot of stuff to discuss. My little itinerary kept growing and growing and growing. So that sounded wrong. Hey, Hans, Mark, Flash, Phil, Mike, Pizza Giraffe, Christopher, Dave, Patty, good to see you all here. Pizza Giraffe, you actually made the list this week of things I wanted to talk about. And I want to let everybody know Pizza Giraffe is out there. He's sharing his collections in certain groups, a Stephen King group to name one of them. And so if you see him out there, I'm not going to name his name because I'm not here to tell, to reveal the identities of minors. But he is out there. Keep an eye out for him. Take care of him if he's out there. Say hi to him and all that. It's great to see the younger generation picking up this collecting addiction and going and sharing their collections. And he's got a pretty good one, man. He's sharing some of his photos. I saw his Child Alone with Strangers there. It's really cool stuff. Happy to see it. Jason, happy Monday. David's here and Ron's here. Ron, you are also on the docket. I don't know if anybody saw my video, my little surprise haul video. But, well, you know what? Let's get in the Magic Duff bucket because I need it. I need it. It's a Duff bucket. It's magic. Once I'm going to remove the magic from the Duff bucket, and there it is. There it is. Collect books so you're too poor to do drugs. That is great advice. See, Josh, I'm glad you're Joshua. Sorry if I shouldn't have shortened your name. I do that. That was an awesome surprise haul. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Very much. So I don't see Mitch here, but Mitch, I'm drinking a Jeff Ward Stout. Really, the whole reason I have these lives is so I could finally stop staring at the Jeff Word in the fridge, Hello, just arrived as I'm getting my pour on. When the landowners, when the nobles make sweat drip out their pores, it's not P-O-R-E-S. It's the poor people, the pores, P-O-O-R-S, that work their land. Sweat's dripping out my pores. Look at all those pores. This is a pour. I prefer to stay happy tonight with all the sun-tupness. And, that's the thing. That's the thing. Let's we want to be happy. We want to stay happy. And I assume you're talking about the announcement schedule. Good evening, I have Manos. Expat Dreamer. I missed a newsletter rant. Damn, I really need to subscribe. Yes, you do. I ranted. I started it out by saying, yeah, I can overreact because Andrew last week told me, hey, the guy you're going off about, he can be rough around the edges, but we're more complicated than just an internet post would highlight, right? We're all people. We all say things and, maybe not our best moments are captured on the internet, but oh boy, I'm missing something. Hold on. I lost something. I lost myself. Oh, well, I'm still here somewhere out there. Isn't that Farvel song somewhere out there? Oh boy. Yeah, I'm looking weird. Okay, well, I'm not going to see myself tonight. What I was looking for was my video connection. I'm used to seeing myself. Oh, I'm making sure that I'm not offensive. Okay. So I'm trying to keep okay, whatever. I'm just the lighting's fine, everything's fine. I opened the doors so it would appear. Anyway. Just hit the reset button, hit the reset, start over. Take two. I am both happy and sad for Pizza Giraffe. Happy that Pizza Draft is collecting great books, and sad that Pizza Draft is exposed to our toxic collecting mentality. Save yourself while there is still time. I will say, yeah, and toxicity in your city. In your city. Well, let's not be toxic, and so like, okay, so what I was saying was I riffed on him and I was going off on the guy for bashing Tyler Jones he didn't really bash him too hard, but he was like critical. And I didn't like that. So I, said so on my live. I was corrected or at least given a little extra context. So that's how I started my newsletter by saying, we're all human. This person's a human. I'm a human. Forgive me if I go too hard after somebody. And then I proceeded to go into chiz. I realized Dick is another name for Richard. If you don't know Richard, you don't know Dick. So Dick Chiz, if heretofore will be known as Dick Chiz, Richie Chismar, Chizzy Chiz Hug. And then, of course, yes, I'm trying to sell the limited edition, which isn't so limited after all. But yes, try to keep the ranting down, but like the rant was like most of the newsletter. I really just he sent an email that was a to-do list of how you could support him other than reading and enjoying his books. Does any of them sound like Hellbold? No, none of them are the speculation, and I can confirm. Don't worry about Hellbound Heart. My son Tub guesses October, Legend of Sleepy Hollow. November, Hell House. December, a new title from Anya Allborn. I think somebody did leak information, and a lot of people are thinking that's why November is Hell House, right? And Stephen King did call it the scariest haunted house story ever written. So, and that's kind of the clue. So, I thought the Sun Top announcements were interesting. Hoping the first isn't Hellbound Heart, as I am wanting an AE of that. Guessing Hell House and an Anya Allborn for the others. That would be my guess also. I know what all three are, so I can't really say anything. Wait, what did Pizza Giraffe get? I totally missed it. Oh, he won something tonight, Mitch. He won all of my signed Stephen King books. That's a joke. It was just a joke. He didn't get anything. He was sharing his collection online, and now he's meeting people online. And so we have to be, he's one of ours. Let's remember that. He is one of ours. So all you guys out there, all you guys and gals out there, keep an eye out for Pizza Giraffe. Stick up for him where you can, if needed. Hopefully it's not needed. I did see somebody wonder why one of his posts wasn't taken down, because what he was sharing was not a rare or signed King book. He was just sharing his collection. And to his credit, the guy who's giving us the Shawshank Bible said, we are giving Pizza Giraffe a lot of leeway here. So he's one of our youngest members. We're looking out for him. So I want that to be the case. How do we sub to your newsletter? It's the first link in the description under this video. You know what? I will try. Let me try something. I will go to my channel here, and I will get. No, that's not what you're supposed to do, stupid. God, you're I'm going to go to one of my lives. I'm going to grab the link. I'm going to pin it in the comment. You just go here, control copy. Yes, I narrate literally everything I do. Otherwise, I forget what I'm doing. So here it is. Okay, here it is, and then I pin it. I pin it to win it. Pin message. It's there. It's the top. All right. Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. is here. Thank goodness. I asked him when my grab bag was shipping the other night. He informed me that COVID hit them hard. What? That's what the Chiz said? COVID hit him hard? I mean, wait, can I say that word live into a mic on YouTube? Oh, wow. So they got sickness. Okay. Not as far as the admins of his fan group. No. Wait, what? Is a fricassee possible for Suntup December? That secret book of Jeff's. No. I'll put that to bed. I would be hurt. I'd be heartbroken if I didn't know that before it got to Suntup land. But I'd also respect Philip for protecting his NDAs. Wow. Greetings and salutations. Yes. Hiya, Steven. Steven. One of us. Instagram, Facebook. The latest email from the Chiz via Cemetery Nance offering a Chasing the Boogeyman slipcase handmade by PMK with an actual burlap mask will be completed and shipped before anything else CD does. That is funny because here's the thing. That's what came in at the buzzer before I went live. I'm like, I'm not going to rant too hard because there's a couple of things in here. There are two people who I wanted to praise that I would not normally praise on my tonight's agenda itinerary. But so I was trying to go that route, but then Chiz, man, Dick Chiz, he had to go on and now he's promising Paul Michael Caine's labor. Like he's like, this is indentured servitude. He's like, if you buy, and I almost did it because Paul Michael Caine does great work. And I'm like, I would like a Paul Michael Caine slipcase for free. Maybe it'll fit another book. I'll buy Chasing the Boogeyman or Becoming the Boogeyman, whatever, Electric Boogaloo Boogeyman. And I'll get this slipcase. So then I'll have like, it's like a turd storage system. Literally, it'll be the polish on the turd, so you take that turd and you slide it into the polish. And I thought maybe it'll fit another book. I mean, it's probably not crazy dimensions, as a reviewer just said about Chasing the Boogeyman. I was looking at the reviews on Amazon. It's like, this is a medium book, medium length, with medium readability and medium thought went into it. So if that's the case, he's a medium guy, maybe this slipcase will fit an average book. So I almost thought of doing it. And then I'm like, yeah, are you getting an extra burlap sack? Paul Michael Caine's not crocheting a burlap sack, is he? He's doing this slipcase. And there's no limit on how many slipcases you can get. So if you bought 5 Becoming the Boogeymans, I don't like men's no more. If you bought 5 of them, you get 5 slips. So you better get to work, Paul Michael Caine. That's the message. And if you wanted to buy them directly, it's just $40. You couldn't even round it up to 50 and get Paul Michael Caine some extra cash. So, and it looks good. You're like, ooh, you get a free slipcase of a $50 value if I buy your mediocre, middling book. Oh, and it might fit another book. I hope to God it's a very simple slipcase that Paul Michael Caine isn't going to be making into 2027. But it's only if you buy for like the next 2 or 3 days. I swear I was tempted. But instead, I went to Goodreads and entered for a free copy. They're doing a giveaway of Becoming the Boogeyman. I swear, if I get that book, I'm reading it. I'm reviewing it, and I'm going to be honest, like I said. So I'm hoping I win the giveaway. And tempted to buy it. And you know what, if Richard Chismar's work, and I'm being respectful now, if you like his stuff, go for it, go get it, go get that book, and do it. And I would say this is the best offer that Richard Chismar came up with. So this is the best one. This is actual quality. A grab bag of signatures? No. A grab bag of anything? No. Like he's cleaning out his Cemetery Dance warehouse. Buying the book just to boost his rankings? No. I mean, there's so many things he's offered that I'm just like, how about this, Richard? Print the email out, roll it up, twist it sideways, and pound it up your moon. Flash retracted his message. What was that? I don't know what that was about. Did I not pin? Oh, no. Oh, okay. I think I pinned the wrong message. Okay, sorry. I pinned the right one now. Wow. Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, that's basically my rant. I think it's bullshit to do that, to promise someone else's labor. Looking forward to seeing what they do with Hell House. I'll likely never land a copy of the Centipede Press edition. It's gonna hurt not to get Hell House, because I got I Am Legend, and I've been dying to read that one. It's gonna hurt. Jeff, take one drink if any of my guesses were correct, other than Hell House. Oh, other than Hell House. Oh, wait. The guesses, obviously, the guesses you shared. I don't recall what your guesses were. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Oh, I pinned the wrong. I pinned Flash. Sorry, Flash. I'm getting praised tonight. The guy's so desperate, really sad. It is. Oh, Anti-Gaia. Do you like American Horror Story? If so, which is your favorite season? I didn't watch them all. I watched up until Coven. I loved Murder House, the first season. I loved it. Diminishing Returns. I did like Asylum. I kind of like Freaks. That clown was awesome. Coven was just, it got weird, and then Hotel lost me. I stopped at Hotel. But I did love the ingenuity of Horror Story. Yeah, what was your favorite? Did you see the slipcase was shared in the 19th edition group? No, I didn't see that. I didn't see it. So I'd like to see how elaborate it is. Oh yeah, Stephen Wayne Allison Jr. Congrats on the Ghoul. He got the character copy. That's the one thing I passed on last week. It was Ghoul in the Cape. There were 13 copies of Ghoul in the Cape that were dedicated to a character. So it's like Josh Malerman wrote, this book is the property of Ghoul or Val Sherry or whoever. And one of the characters, and then a little something about that character. Excellent idea. And it came in a really cool slipcase. And I was offered a private link to buy it. I had to pass. You should see my email that I wrote to Paul Miller when I passed. It was like a sob story worthy of GoFundMe. Oh man, I can't believe I'm passing on. Oh, I love this book. Oh, what you do with it. Oh, this is magic. And Paul's like, dude, just yes or no. How long does PMK usually take? A lot. No, he takes a while. Oh, to rebind? I don't know, but to build a case takes him a while, and he gets backed up, and it's a lot of work for him. And It took him a while to do the Gothic slipcases, and I'm happy to see him get work. And I'm glad he's got a payable gig. I'm sure Richard Chismar is paying him for those slipcases coming out of his. Hey, these idiots are buying cemetery dance books. Oh, the money's just sitting there. I guess I'll use it to promote myself, like a Illinois politician. I'm so annoyed by the emails that I want to take my Gwendy books and the first Boogeyman and half price books and take whatever they give me. Well, send it. Send it up on eBay. Don't get as what you can. I have Gwendy's Magic Feather, the signed limited edition of Gwendy's Magic Feather sitting on my bookshelf. If I could get good money for it, I would sell it with a quickness. I just don't think it's worth a goddamn penny. I don't know what's going on, Mitch and Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr., so I don't know what's going on. I Am Legend is a great book. Read it after you're done. I did read I Am Legend. I love that book. Love it. I think Cell is Stephen King's version of I Am Legend. So are you not drinking? I am drinking this evening, but I messaged you the slipcase. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. I almost died. Almost died. I'm going to look at this slipcase. 19th edition, C post. Oh, okay. It's a pretty cool looking slipcase. It's kind of on the plainer side. Paul Michael Caine can make things extravagant, and it's all right. It's nice. But it's got a guy in a burlap sack of the face there, and it's for the Boogeyman. I mean, no. How is Dune coming along, by the way? Oh, we're going to talk about Dune. Did you see Chris sold his coveted Dark Tower collection for $42,500? Yeah. I saw him list it. I didn't know he sold it. It's $42,000 for signed matching numbers of the Dark Tower series. Unbelievable. That's insane. But good on him. And I don't know how you do that. Like, you have that. What I mean is, like, how do you get that to the buyer without, like, aging 50 years? Like, you drive it to their house. What do you send it? An armored car? Like, I thought Asylum was the best. I mean, maybe. Asylum, when I saw Asylum, it was, yeah, maybe Asylum was. I loved it. I loved the first 2 seasons. Alexi is here. Hello. Hey, Jason's here. Hello. It does remind me of Chuck Tingle, though. Chuck Tingle, the author who can't go to a book signing and show his face. Nobody can know who Chuck Tingle is. And gets all the support from Tor, Nightfire, while Philip Fricassi's got to fund his own goddamn book tour. And here's the guy can't even show his face because he writes stuff he doesn't even want to be associated with. How do you do that? I mean, then you know what I would do if I was Chuck Tingle? What I would do, this would be fun. I would have somebody different every time go and pretend to be me. Hey, I'm go to this signing, pretend to be Chuck Tingle. Oh, I'm not Chuck Tingle. I work with his editor, and I'm like a go-between. But you're Chuck Tingle, and then you send people to go and do. And so every time Chuck Tingle is a totally different person, race, gender, all that. That would be the running gag. So all these people getting their picture taken with some actor pretending to be Chuck Tingle. That's what I would do. Okay, now that you have confirmed that at least one of my guesses was correct, take one drink if it was my... No, I didn't confirm anything, Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. I did not confirm anything. Let me just say, how about this, Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr.? I won't confirm anything at all. But I'll tell you that you are definitely wrong on at least one of them. Your first guess. You are definitely wrong on your first guess. I'm sure it's playing on purpose. Would you want it to be the one that made a slipcase that holds value more than the 3 times than that of the worthless book it is built? Yes. I mean, it has to be, because now what Richard Chismar did is he sent out this email to a bunch of sycophants who are going to want to have the ultimate Becoming the Boogeyman edition. So they're going to go out and they're going to say, like, well, you want to be legit a fish? Is that a thing? Can I make it a thing? A fish? It's for like official natch. So you could be like, I'm a fish, legit, the number one Dick Chiz fan. And Jill, we got to do a Dick Chiz book thing. We have to. It's like we're gonna have to at some point. Chizzy Chiz mug. So anyway, so he's like opened up the floodgates. So Paul Michael Caine has to do these slipcases as quickly as possible, without losing his goddamn mind. And I hope he's getting paid at least $40 for each one he does. Chris is the primary reason King books cost what they do. I feel no pain. I don't think so. I don't think he's not Simon Bar Sinister. Like, he's not controlling the weather. You can't control a market. One person can't control the market. Like, let's just say he's selling well, look at his misery. He's got the red numbered misery for sale. He listed it at like $18,000. He's had to do 2 price reductions. It's down to $16,000. If the market won't meet you, then you stand alone on the top of the mountain. So he can't make people buy what they buy. If there's no market, there's nobody will show up with the money. I would have well-known authors dress as Chuck Tingle at different events. Yes, that's cool. I like that idea. B. Traven, author of The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, attended the filming of his book by John Huston, claiming to be his own agent. Oh, that's cool. Can I hear some huzzahs for producer Jill? Huzzah! We can have this discussion off. Yes, we can, Stephen Dwayne Nelson Jr. We can. Whether it's about Chris or this other guesses, I have known better con men than you. Me? I'm a con man. I'm the worst con man, because if I'm a con man, the only one I'm conning out of money is me. So I am not a con man. I'm not running interference for Chris. I just don't think one person can influence the market like that. And nothing is worth anything until somebody's willing to pay it. So I don't know, whatever. I'm not a financial guru for sure. Alexia gave you a huzzah. How about very fine books and multiple eBay sellers for hiking prices high? I think both sides of the discussion have merit. No, it's true. And I think if you see Chris as an authority, it's easy for him to sway you. Easier. But I think if you have 42 grand sitting there, hopefully you make good decisions or you have made good decisions up until the point. If I told producer Jill, hey, honey, I want to buy a Dark Tower set. They're all matching numbers and it's my favorite series ever. It's just $42,000. When I wake up, I think the sale would have been over. So I couldn't just reach in on my couch cushions and pull out that money. So hopefully if you've made good decisions to have $42,000 sitting there for books, then you're informed enough to know what you're paying your money for. To Jeff's point, it's only worth what someone is willing to pay. Yeah. Just think about what the Canadian taxes will be on Chris's profit on those books. Oh my God. I can't even imagine the nightmare of trying to do that sale. And that's small thinking on my part. Because at the end of it, he moved $42,000, right? And he didn't give it to a Biden, So that's like impressive because everything else is watched. If you gave it to a Biden, then it's fine. There's nothing to see here, you know. But he moved $42,000, so the tax man's got to be like, "What's going on here, Mister Webster?" Or maybe not. I don't know. And if it's tax reasons he's doing it, well, whatever. I just don't swim in those waters. You know what I'm saying? Pizza Giraffe gave you a huzzah. I visited a rare bookseller in Manhattan where they were asking tens of thousands of dollars for various early King first editions. It's crazy. I can't imagine what the value is just crazy. Thanks Expedia for the information. What? And Jeff mentioned Biden and we went to an ad. Oh, oh man. Oh man, I gotta watch what I say. So that creates a lull. I say the wrong word and boom, we kick into an ad. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Want to get away? Wow. I gotta tread lightly. I think I will. I think I will tread. Um, so I'll be careful. Uh-oh, I'm getting some sort of communique. Are these uh-oh. Oh my god. Oh, you're all right. Well, I that's rude. That's rude. That's rude to do. I need to find the people buying books for 42,000 and see if they'd be willing to adopt me. Oh, yes, it's a whole different tier. And there are people living there. Like there are people that paid $4,000 for a chopped up Bible because King signed a beautiful photo shot by Paul Michael Caine and it went in the tray case. Any interest in that new press's edition of Pinocchio? I have them down. Oh, excuse me. Let me take the number one throat soother. Um, Ariba Christie. No, I saw Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. came for Lisa Gorba, whoever is the person who created this press. They're doing a Pinocchio that's got a lot of artists, and the I read a Collectible Book Vault did an interview with her about this new press. And she's basically saying, I'm tired of all these UK and US presses going to Italy for the fine materials and the craftsmanship. I want to create a press right here at home that's Viva Italiano. And so she did. And the first thing they're doing is a traditional Italian fairy tale, Pinocchio or Pinocchio. I don't know how you say it. I like Pinocchio, and you got to do this. So that's what that's about. But you know what? Me and new fine presses, no sir, no ma'am, no how. I'm not doing another fine press. I don't care about Pinocchio, and it's not even like the story. It's not. It's like artist's interpretation. The one piece of art looks really cool. Powerball winnings. That's the way you buy a $42,000 set. And I got to say, I would have to win like Bill Gates money. Like, I don't know. And that's that. And again, I hit this point where I just have to check myself because that's that sort of restraint, the thinking, the scarcity mindset, they call it. If you think that's crazy to buy a $42,000 set, well, it happened. Somebody bought it. Somebody thought it was worth it. It's not hopefully going to put them into bankruptcy. And They didn't think it was crazy, so it happens. Why can't it happen for me? Why can't other people? Why can't I think like that? Let's work on your self time. Next giveaway is going to be 1 second long because the thumbnail is going to be called "Congratulations, Mitch." Oh, Pizza Draft scoring on baby Mitch. Now I will say, Mitch, I know you're younger than Pizza Giraffe, but look out for him if you see him out there. What's the press? No interest in Pinocchio, but would be up for keeping an eye on them. Yeah, it's Areba Christie. Areba Christie. Areba Christie. You remember David Letterman? He used to do that all the time. I used to like that. When he was buying time, he'd like, I don't know. And it's now my habit. Yes. So the $245 edition is laser printed. And Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. called them out on it. He spoke truth to power. And then she spoke back, and she, to her credit, was mostly professional and reasonable. I need to find people buying books for $42,000 and become their friends and go to their barbecues. Laser printed, not even offset. David Letterman would throw a pencil behind him and a broken glass sound. Yeah. Oh, that would be cool. Oh, wow. You had to get violent, Hans. Do that with unopened, uncapped Sharpies and open bookcases right into my Philip Fracassi collection. Because that's what's so. Now I opened those. Those are my Suntups. I recently rearranged my Suntups. Oh, you want to talk about Suntup? Okay. Suntup just had an epic release week where he just sold out all the last unicorns. They all went extinct. And so yeah, epic release, the new announcement schedule, and I rearranged my shelves. So I guess that's all I had to talk about. We talked about the announcement schedule, and I'm not going to drink for reasons other than flavor satisfaction. How about that Centipede Press, though? Huh? There are still copies of Blood of the Impaler available, and people are sharing pictures, and it looks awesome. Oh, here we go. I just got CP's Blood of the Impaler. It has a double-sided cover and printed cloth binding. Book looks great. I am amazed how great Jared's prices are for the quality of the book. Oh, Pizza Giraffe found me on TikTok. I think I was on TikTok for a minute. I'm not on there anymore because of China. I admit it. I chuckled at Jeff's segue into Suntup. Yeah, it was kind of ham-fisted. But then I segued into Centipede Press, and I think they're doing great. I took a big gamble. I didn't order the artist last unicorn. I'm hoping to get a numbered. Wait, did you go into the lottery? Because I think they announced who won, no? Or they didn't? Did they? I don't know. There were only 11 copies available to the lottery. Oh, that's a big gamble. But here's the thing. I think there are a lot of people that were like, there are a lot of people, I suspect, on the train now for American Gods. They're riding that train to the Gaiman station. Gaiman? What did China do? China stole your information, Pizza Giraffe. TikTok is a Chinese-owned app, and it's really interesting if you dig into it. So there you go. There's your conspiracy homework. I agree, Lance. Those printed cloth boards were incredible. Honestly, I just hope Anya's next one is scary again. So you're assuming things by my drinking. It's good, upcoming Suntubs for the channel, but bad because you can't speculate along with the rest of us. Yeah, I just wanted to get all the interviews lined up. I usually ask month to month, like when he does a release and his announcement schedule or whatever. And I'm like, hey, who's next month? Can I talk to somebody? And then I'm like, you know what? Just tell me who the next 3 are, and I'll start lining up interviews. So I'm going to do that. I bought a book for $42 before. You can come to a PBR party. Yeah. Yeah. That's what you do. Got Blood of the Impaler today as well. Really, really nice. I'm away from my primary residence, so I've not been able to peruse my copies of Dumas or Impaler. Looking forward to it when I get back. Oh, Jason, they seem like they're exceptional. And then, yeah, so he's also talking about, Jared was printing, promising a huge newsletter next week. It's so pretty, it almost doesn't matter if it's any good. Blood of the Impaler. That's funny. Wow. And that's how I feel about a lot of SST books too. For what he delivers and the beauty of it. Speaking of Patty just got the Daphne. Do you think you'll be able to interview the December author on your channel? I am working on it. I am messaging that author to see if that author will be on this channel. I hope so. That would be great. I would like that. So yeah, I got Daphne. Look at that. I just unboxed it today. I'm going to do the video. Look at it. Look at it. I mean, I showed you the arc. I have the arc, but the arc doesn't have them sweet, sweet boards. Look at that. Mwah, I kiss it on the lips. And I've got to get Josh Malerman on the channel. So I got to read this, and I got to read Spin a Black Yarn. He just, I guess, finished a nonfiction book, which sounds cool, but I'm not a nonfiction boy, you know? So I'll get it because it's Josh Malerman, but yeah, I'd love to have him on the channel. I'm not knocking anyone's taste, but the praise for The Last Unicorn as a novel is a bit mystifying. I read it long ago and don't recall having much reaction to that book at all. Jason, that's funny. Steven says, Jason, bring extra underwear when you unbox those two because you're going to crap yourself. That's the implication. Yeah, Centipede Press does big newsletters for the first of the month. I don't know if that's a new thing or what, but I don't recall that being of historical significance that he does big newsletters in the first of the month. Jeff being so careful not to reveal the gender of the December author because it is Anya. Really? Oh, great ask, because Anya refused to kill her brand by appearing last release. Yeah, she did not want to appear on my channel. And I don't blame her. So, but I did a written interview with her. And then I posted. You know, I did a written interview with Paul Suntup, and it never appeared in Paul Michael Cain's Constant Conversations magazine. I don't know what happened to that. I never got a contributor copy. I know Chris Webster interviewed Mike Flanagan for that, and it just seems like a waste because in that interview with Paul Suntup, he revealed that he was doing a first edition of a book in the works, and now it's come to pass, so it's not going to be a big surprise. So I'm a sneaky baby. Hello, friends and enemies. Hello, Andrew. I talked about you earlier. You inspired my open for the newsletter this week, and all that still stands. The next Stephen King book will be in 2024, and it's going to be a new collection. It's going to be called You Like It Darker. You like it darker. That's what he's telling you. You listen, Uncle Steve. In the Centipede newsletter a few weeks ago, declared the newsletters would be shorter week to week, but would want longer one once a month. Okay, that's fine. Jared made a note. Okay. So he's trying to jinx Hans. Hey, first time catching your live stream. Oh, well, welcome to the show, Silver Screen Psychopathy. I like psychopathy. Sometimes I take my bike on the psychopathy and I go bird watching on the psychopathy. Wait, what? Now my wife thinks I'm popular. uh, yeah, I talked about how sometimes I need a reality check when I go too far. That's I miss any rants. You kind of did. Yeah, you did. I talked about chiz, chiz. Also, try not to get a big head after I say this, Jeff, but your newsletters are legitimately really great. Starting to look more forward to that than the CP one every week. Oh, thank you, Mitch. They're fun. They're fun. I don't know. It's weird because the content depends on what's going on in the small press world, and so it's not like a blog, like a blog. I could write anything about what's going on in my life. Oh, Couch Kitty's going to get fixed. We're going to get her fixed. Okay. And I could do that. I could do whatever I want in the newsletter. It's my newsletter, but I'm trying to make it about the small press world or horror authors. I almost put something that was really personal in there this week for Jeff Strand. I don't know if you guys saw the news. And it would kind of like be the social section, the social pages of the newsletter. Jeff Strand and his wife are divorcing after 26 years. It's pretty sad because I just saw them at that book signing I went to, and it's like they're sweet people. They're very nice people. Lynn actually invited everybody out. Hey, we're gonna go out to dinner afterwards. Who wants to go? And I probably should have gone, but I had my son with me, and I didn't know if that would be something he would want to do. And so it was so sad when I saw that news. And so they both said respect our privacy, and so I did. But it's kind of the thing I would put in there when I'm content starved, because I'd have no morals. I could say whatever I want, Jill. But thank you, Mitch, for the compliment. Got to sign up for this newsletter. Well, Andrew, I didn't call you out. I didn't name you. I didn't say Andrew corrected me and kept me grounded. Oh, shit. You moved the book talk to the newsletter? Oh, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr., you're insufferable. I did not move it to the there's book stuff there. I'm actually writing books myself. Oh, that's awesome, Pizza Giraffe. You do that. You stick with it. We just Mitch just did a thing with Ronald Malfi, and he talked about how he was writing when he was young. So do it. Stick with it. I want to sign up too. It's a pinned comment. You click on the Jeff Ward newsletter, and then I don't know about that, Mitch, but they are funny. But if you want to get that stuff out of your nose, that would be cool. Josh was calling you out. I'm sad for Jeff and Lynn, and they worked on so many books together, like the Gleefully Macabre line from Thunderstorm. Yeah, it's sad. It's very sad. Okay, I could say whatever I want, but I could say it about Dune. Okay, I got to get my books published. You're a little bit to go on that, but go for it. The good thing about your newsletter is it doesn't cause me to spend money, unlike Centipede Press. Got in late. Can we restart? Yes. Okay, let me go back to the beginning. All right. So Jason's itching to hear about Jason's itching to hear about Dune. Okay, so I'm reading it, right? It is Shakespeare in space. All right. I'm just going to say it's Shakespeare in space. That is the vibe I'm getting. Shakespeare in space. There's this diabolical intrigue. There's global entities, factions moving one against one another. I'm only like 3 chapters in. I'm not digging it. Like, I started it. In the first chapter, I was like, okay, what? And I was feeling it out. The second chapter, so I need to connect with characters, right? When I read a book, I need to connect with characters. right now in the in the first chapter of the book, you're not connecting with characters. There's there's no empathy building. There's like you're connecting with this world, and that's a big ask. Oh, look at that big ask. And it's just too much out the gate. Like for example, if Frank Herbert had started the book talking about Paul, and Paul is with servants or whatever, and this sort of like, what is Paul feeling? Can I connect with that? What is he going through? What is it? And it's just too big right out the gate. So then I read more, and it's like it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of AI involved, or at least this between human, non-human intelligence. So I'm going to read the whole thing, and this is just my preliminary take, but I'm not hooked. This is not a book I've run to when I've had 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Maybe it'll get there. Maybe it will. But also, I will say, I'm skipping a little bit ahead of myself. I will say, um, you will. Okay, I hope so. I tried my second reading of Dune 2 weeks ago, made it to 25 pages in, and had to move on to something else to take a break. The first part of Dune, you are floating listless in a sea of confusion, but it comes together. Oh, well, okay, that makes me feel better. Dune is really dry, in my opinion. I cannot focus on it. Work interrupted. I think the lottery is September 29th. Yeah, I got to play. I got to play the Powerball. Jeff Strand is going through a divorce. That's Christopher. That's what I was talking about. All this, a guy that made it to the Dark Tower. Don't be a wimp. I like how you put the H in the wimp. Wimp. Takes a while to get into it. Okay, well, that's good. That's good to know. And I will trust. I'm going to read the whole thing. And it heartens me to know that it takes a while to get into it and to feel this world and get comfortable with these names and understand who is who and what's what and why should I care? So why are only women born? Why are they got to give a test to see who's a human? Why do they like all this stuff? They're asking me to care about things before I even know what I'm supposed to care about. Is the problem? Things are getting in. I will finish this year. I will. The Dark Tower is so accessible. But I will say it does start out dry as well. You will have to live with these characters for a while, see their trials before you connect with them emotionally. That's a heavy lift. How did the book? So usually you have to hook the reader, right? You have to give them that empathy. You have to care early on. How did Frank Herbert pull it off? Was he known before he wrote Dune? Because you're not gonna give a lot of leeway to an unknown entity. Dune is a rich and thick world. Look at that big ask. But also, I will say, um, he pulled it off because he's a G. um, Herbert pulled it off because of the immense creativity on display. Okay, but I'm saying like, why did people persist if it's so dry and you have to float around for a while before you even care about a character? Why did people persist? Why did they give their time to it? But I will find out. I will find out, and maybe I'll be one of you. But I tried reading this, right? Because this is a beautiful, beautiful book. And books need to be read. And why not read the ultimate edition? I made it one chapter and it was very distracting. And that could have also affected my enjoyment of the novel. But I did enjoy going back to look at the pictures in the front. Like, okay, this is Paul. You know, like this is this and this is that. But all the time I'm reading it, I'm worried about the weight distribution on the spine. And when you have it open and you have a smaller part and you're holding it, like, okay, am I twisting the spine now? It's just a lot on your mind, man. And I don't think I should read this edition. That goes against my philosophy that these books need to be read, deserve to be read. Maybe when I get a little further along and I'm more like at a halfway point where I feel like I'm not putting too much strain on one side or the other, risking the skewing the spine, maybe I'll go back to it, because I read chapter by chapter. When I start a reading, I don't want to finish except on a new chapter. So I'll read 2 chapters or 1 or whatever, however long the chapters are. That's usually my reading goal. I don't like starting in the middle of something, because then you kind of, where were we? And I'm old. I'm old. So that's a shame. I really want to read that book. I got to the art for that reflects Baron von Jagoff, and I loved it. I love the feel of the pages. I love the page design. I love the look of that book. Oh my God, it's drooling. It's drool worthy what Jared did for that book, and it's worth every penny. And so I want to experience the story in Jared's world. So, Jeff, if you don't like it, give me your CP Dune. I jumped on the train with Messiah. This isn't signed, so it's not. So I would sell it for like $1,000. Jeff, your feelings about the book are valid. When I first read the book, I was very confused and couldn't really connect to it. But like a psychedelic mushroom trip, it grew. I love that. That's cool. Something I've never felt before. That's cool. That's cool. It makes me feel good. Because I will say, I got to the chapter where the Baron is sitting there with his, I don't even know, the Menstat. I don't know what it's called. The assassin dude. And the assassin's there behind his nephew. And he's trying to educate his nephew in the ways of this political intrigue. And they're talking about their plan. And it started to get kind of interesting there. 3 chapters in. So I do have hope. Obviously, it's an indictment of capitalism. And the Baron is being just put out there as this profit-driven pedophile slob. That's the vibe I'm getting. So, I'm wondering if the CP or EP will be the ultimate edition. I'm hoping it's the EP edition for selfish reasons. Oh, I've seen the EP doesn't compare to the CP. OG. Herbert pulled it off. Oh, now Herbert pulled it off because he got Dune published in the mid 60s and everyone was on acid and looking for something trippy to read. Oh my God. I see. That's funny because I think this is complete opposite of trippy. This is like it's very cold. I don't feel it like a Josh Malerman. Ghoul in the Cape is trippy. Read Ghoul in the Cape. That is trip. Jeff Vandermeer. Oh my God. Read The Complete Born if you want to see what a trip would read like. Oh my God. I love The Complete Born. That was a great book. The only Vandermeer I read, and I want to read more, but I just never did. I got Dead Astronauts. Is a deeply realized world and you're jumping into the deep end of it with no orientation. So it sounds like a second read is what would validate the book. It was originally published in Analog Magazine in 2 serials. Oh, so people originally read it in smaller parts. Oh, very cool. Earthling Dune looks amazing. So glad Paul worked with me on getting one. Oh, that's awesome. I just wish the illustrations were color. Oh, wow. Hopefully we'll all soon have our EP Dunes and we can judge for ourselves. The original publication of Dune was by Chilton, the Auto Manual Outfit. Really? Oh, that's funny because that makes sense. There are some readers that have a really hard time getting with the drop you in the middle of a massive world you know nothing about writing approach. Malazan has detractors for the same reason. It's hard. I can understand it because, like, if you're going to build a world and add them at a time, you're never going to get there. So you kind of just have to be there, Still picture Fate as Sting. Lord of the Rings in space equals Dune. Yeah, I could see that. Also, The Godfather in space. Complete opposite of trippy. I don't know. So far for me, it is not trippy at all. At all. The first 3 chapters, it's like I said Shakespeare in space, but not as poetic, right? Not as the prose is not good. Like is not the prose is not beautiful. So it's obviously trying to get me geeked out on this world. And I don't even really know what's going on. I know there's a world, the planet Dune, which has Araxis is the name of the planet, the Dune planet. And it's supposed to change ownership. And there's other groups going there, and this other group's going to set a trap for them. The Harroken are the bad capitalists or something. I don't know. And then of course Paul, which is such a funny name in this book. Paul and Jessica. Paul is like the chosen one, so he's like Luke, you know. Yeah, Dune and Carlos Castaneda. The sleeper has awoken. Get some spice, Jeff. Personally, I don't think Lord of the Rings and Dune have much in common. But I could see what he's going for. Harkonnen. Okay, we get it. You hate Dune, but what does RJ think about? What does producer Jill think about it? Oh, that's a good question. Jeff, tell me you've never seen any Dune movies without telling me that you have never seen Dune. Yeah, well, no Dune movies for this boy. Nope. And I say that BOI. I'm not a Dune boy. I've never read or seen. But I know Sting was in it. And I know the first movie was like panned and hated. And then Ishtar came out with Dustin Hoffman, and that became the worst movie ever. So both movies contained a lot of sand. So I took it that sand equals bad cinema. So I don't know how true that is. But if you add sand, I found out that Heather Langenkamp, the woman who played Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street, she's from Tulsa. I don't know what's going on in Tulsa, but everything comes out of Tulsa. And she's a DJ in Miami with the name Sandy Bottoms. How delightful. Sandy Bottoms. And it was in 2010 that she became a DJ, which means she stole it from SpongeBob. Sandy Cheeks. Where's the unsubscribe button? I'm going to read the book, and I might love it. I'm not saying I hate it. I don't hate it. I'm trying to understand it. Lots of sand in The Mandalorian, and it's awesome. And then, Lawrence of Arabia. It's top 5 movie. Lawrence of Arabia. Olivier. The English Patient had a lot of sand. I hated that movie. Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. Is Jeff bashing 1122 again? I'm not bashing 1122-63 again. I would if you want me to. I don't like sand. Oh yeah, famous line. We got what's that? Hayden Christensen, Darth Vader. I don't like sand. Anakin. Yeah. Wow. Everybody bitches about the Disney Rise of the Skywalker movies. But holy shit, the prequels. Once Darth Maul, oh wait, spoiler alert, Mitch, I know you're too young to see it. But once Darth Maul kills Qui-Gon and then is killed by Obi-Wan, the rest of the movie, the rest of the prequels, you don't have to watch. The best Jedi, Qui-Gon, you got to let Qui-Gons be Qui-Gons. And the best Sith Lord or apprentice, Darth Maul. were dead in that first movie. And then it's like, okay, what's the point now? After June, Shadow of the Torturer should be your next read. Got to check it out before the new CP edition comes out. Oh yeah, what else did Centipede Press is also doing something that looked really cool. It was Masterson book, Graham Masterson. Looked cool. I don't know. It's a new thumbnail up on their site. A lot of sand in Point Break. Point Break was genius. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. You all know why Jeff has a thing about sand, don't you? Boys in the Valley. Yeah, I took it to the beach, and now I see the sand, and I think, oh, Jeff, shush. The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars. I did not dislike the Disney ones. I was just saying. I didn't. And it's just pure nostalgia. I really liked them. I did. I really liked them. And I'm a sucker for liking the Disney Star Wars movies. So I was not bashing that at all. And the Phantom Menace is good. Oh, did Maul really die? No, he didn't. Ha ha ha. I know the extended universe. I grew up on the prequels. All you haters were just like 57 and grumpy when they came out. Just want to be grumps. The dude doesn't abide being askew. I know. I can't help it, man. I can't help it. It's not really working. It's really kind of just a rigged setup. Hell Candidate. Yes, that's it. Pod racing is really lit. I've only seen the prequels. I've heard they're way better than the old ones. Oh, you're funny. Shadow of the Torturer is another hard one to start, but once you get in, it was well worth it. Our bad actors were better than yours. Yes. Tell him, Stephen Dwayne Alson Jr. Oh, I don't know much, but I know I love Dune. 9 out of 10 people that I actually get to pick up a copy end up bailing out early. Maul got split in half, but they snapped him back together like Legos. Yeah, some disciples created like a robotic legs for him, but instead of 2 legs, they're like, we're giving this bitch 4. Darth Maul got killed when he had 2 legs. Better give that bastard 4 legs. Oh, the pod racing video game was my favorite game when that came out. I always have a soft spot for pod racing. I played on the Switch. Oh, these kids are talking about to each other in daycare. Okay. I'm not saying Dune is trippy. Look what was going on in the 60s. Philip K. Dick, Burroughs, so much great sci-fi. The counterculture, people were looking for trippy shit to get into, and Dune fit right in. They wanted another world, man, and they got one. So yes. What is going on? Okay, I'm bouncing around. I want to read more Philip K. Dick. Now that you bring that up. It's time for some show and tell. New Keelan Patrick Burke is out. Grim Portraits. That's how I say portraits. And you can get it on Amazing. Is that how you say Amazing? The Jeff Bezos company. And I bought it. I didn't read it yet, but it's on my TBR. Probably right after I read Spinal Remains. I'm going to read this. I'm going to try to get Keelan Patrick Burke on the channel and also Chad Lutsky on the channel, and get them to talk. Yeah, we had a big discussion about my shirt. It's Pazuzu, like the Isuzu, Joe Isuzu. So anyway, Grim Portraits, link is in the description. I would get it. Keelan Patrick Burke, man. I don't read enough Keelan Patrick Burke. Anyone else think of Jim Lee's Wildcats character when they hear the name Maul instead of Star Wars characters? No, I did not collect Image comics after Spawn. I got Spawn, Max, Pit, Deathblow, but I never got Wildcats. I know this is a controversial statement, but I'm really not a big Philip K. Dick fan. I read one of his, The Three Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch, and I loved it. And I got Scanner Darkly, and I haven't gotten to it yet. Philip K. Dick is always a matter of preference. Philip K. for the Chiz or the Chiz. All those Image comics were lousy written. I did like Alan Moore's 1963 books to be. So, okay. PKD tends to either love him or hate him. I still collect Savage Dragon? Really? I didn't like that. I'm like, what is this guy? A former Chicago cop. He's got a green lizard mohawk. What is this guy? What is this guy? I have a spoof comic, Joshua, called The Savage Dragoon. Yada, yada, yada. Hans likes comics. Wow. Well, I'm going to have Rob Walton on here, and we're going to talk comics. So I'm going to have that upcoming at some coming up point. TBD. Oh, and then, yes, if you've seen my book haul, Ron, thank you so much. I am a little more complete. Hell yeah, Pitt. I love Cerebus, the Aardvark comics, and love the Rockets comics. Now it's about his son Malcolm and his family. Oh, I'm glad it moved on. So touching. I just never did that. I like comics too. So I got my first Ray Bradbury signature. Somewhere a band is playing. And look at that. Come on, man. First ever Ray Bradbury signature. And you know, the thing is, I thought that was so crazy that I never had a Ray Bradbury signature. I went back and I looked through my books. Like, no, I sure don't. It seems like, why didn't I? You know, the man's gone now, but I got one. And then, yes, Mine by Robert McCammon. A Robert McCammon I've never read, a first edition hardcover. Amazing, man. Thank you. Thank you. It's just, so perfect. I love this community. I like The Man in the High Castle. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is very different from the Blade Runner. Yeah, the early Image comics were beautiful because Todd McFarlane wanted to start something that honored the artists. So, PKD. Josh or Mitch. Yes, thank you, Ron. I just loved it. Loved it. Thank you. Yeah, signed Holly giveaway. I didn't enter it. I'm not going to. I don't understand that. I don't know why that's so confusing to me. That whole BINC, I don't even know what that is. It's like a charity. And every time I look into it, I'm like, oh, I see. And then I lose it. Like, you ever have that? There's something you just can't retain. There's like some information your brain just refuses to hold on to in any capacity. I could go look at that link and get up to speed and then totally forget it the next minute. Oh, okay. Paul Miller just stated his next book is at noon tomorrow. God damn it. Paul Miller. I'm on a buying freeze, Paul. Where did he state that, Mike? Is it an email? Did he send an email? I don't have an email. Where did he state that? I'm not doubting you. Yeah, Mike, where did you see that? You just told me that in Fans of Earthling. Ooh. And thing about Todd McFarlane is I hated his artwork, still do, and Rob Liefeld was terrible. Jim Lee had all the talent. Jim Lee was awesome. I don't think Todd McFarlane was bad. Anyone else that went to comic conventions in the early 90s still have lots of ash can editions? People went nuts for those. No, I have a signed J.O. Bar Slash. He did a comic called Slash, and I got a signed one. I got Cold Blooded. I was a big time Tim Vigil fan. They did Faust. I have all the Faust. I paid good money for a #1 Faust from North Star. And then they went Tim Vigil, and I am blanking on Tim Vigil. Who was the other guy that did Faust? One was the artist, one was the writer. And I cannot think for the life of me who the other person was. But they went and did their own Rebel Studios. And I loved it. So I did collect Rebel Studios and North Star and stuff. I also collected Cry for Dawn. I sold all those, though. Who did Cry for Dawn? Oh, man, it takes me back. Anyway, Paul Miller is announcing the Ghoul in the Cape thing tomorrow. Oh, okay. So Ghoul in the Cape. Yeah, he's gonna do those character copies, man. Silvestri had plenty of talent. Man, I was all about Epic Comics with the Hellraiser stuff. I did collect the Death of Superman, like everybody. I had Cry for Dawns as well. Yeah, I really like Cry for Dawn. Really liked it. Then there was I started getting all the horror comics, and then I stopped collecting abruptly. But I did dig Faust, man. Faust was cool, man. Gory and really, yeah, mature rated stuff. You couldn't just buy it, right? Had a show ID. Nah, not if you went to the places I went to. Oh man. I should dig mine out. I collected Dreadstar from Epic and Alien Legion. I collected a lot of Simon Bisley stuff. Simon Bisley was one of my favorite artists. Well, I mean, he was my favorite artist. If he did a cover, I got the book. He recently did Batman and Lobo, and I want to get that. And he did Superman and Lobo, and I want to get that. And I never did. Buying freeze is a bitch, man. Had all the Hellraisers. I still have all the Hellraisers. Hans, which copy of Ghoul did you get? And Mitch, are you getting a copy of Ghoul? I don't know if you said that in our messages, but Mitch, you should get a copy of Ghoul. Come on, it's only $200. It's beautiful with the slipcase. It's one of 13. I mean, come on. Didn't Bisley do a Killer Judge Dredd? He sure did. The Jaime Delano issues of Hellblazers were so good. I know the Garth Ennis. $212 all in. Yeah. $12 for shipping. Yeah, good stuff, man. If you call yourself a mailer maniac, I have 3 copies of Ghoul. I have the normal Ghoul. Still need to read it. Oh, you got to read it. I don't know if I will. I wasn't offered one originally. Really? I thought. Okay. The normal Ghoul. I have 2 copies already. What's a third? I have 2 copies and the Ark and 3 shot glasses. That makes teeth. I don't know where my brain's going to go. It just takes me there. Okay. So, yes. Comics. Why do you have 2 copies, Mitch? Do you have 2 shot glasses? Because if you don't have 2 shot glasses, then are you even Ghoul? Mitch, is this turning into another Shiloh? There is the Ghoul in the Cape Arc, the numbered hardcover, or the character copy, limited to 13. Yeah. And therefore, I will never be a true mailer maniac. I don't have the lettered edition of On This the Day of the Pig. And I don't have the character copy of Ghoul. I'd be happy to trade books with somebody who gets a character copy of a book of corresponding value, but I'm just not. Nah, I'm not doing that. Not doing that either. I got all three. Yes, you do. I only have one shot glass. I got the second Ghoul in a Dark Regions Press bundle. Oh, for the Dark Regions Press Mallory. For those of you that are huge Mallerman fans, that 1 of 13 edition sounds really cool. I'm 50-50 with my Mallerman reads thus far, so I would not spring for it. Not that I was offered one. I'm a Maller buddy. Yeah, I can't elevate to that Maller maniac. Yeah, it is really cool, and it's not crazy expensive. The only Mallerman I'm missing is a character copy of Goblin. But I didn't even know he did that. I was so pissed off when it was revealed that he also did a character copy for Goblin. I did the arc and I bought the book from Paul and I hyped the book a lot. I was an early reader and I hyped that book and I was not offered a chance to get a character copy of Goblin. I didn't even know they existed. And but that's okay. What are character copies? So the character copies are they're basically copies of the book. It's the regular book with a special signature sheet that's dedicated to a character in the book. So, for example, there's a character named Val Sherry in Ghoul in the Cape, and the book says this book is property of Val Sherry, who read the book and found it amazing and wants to go on a road trip really soon. So it's like a scribble from Josh Mallerman. Then Josh Mallerman signs it, and it's 1 of 13, and it comes in a slipcase that's not available to any other format. Yeah. So as Hans says, Paul Miller made a slipcase and a new signature sheet for Ghoul and the Cape. Only 13 of them. He just doesn't like you like that, Jeff. I know. I don't blame him. Not many people do like me. I also got one. Oh. Got Ghoul's copy. Really? Yeah. You got a Ghoul copy? If I could get the Melody character copy, I would maybe spring for it. It is still in front of me, all taped up in plastic with a number on the side. Oh, that's cool. How was anyone notified of this? It was like invitation only. And I think Paul Miller just felt out who were the Mallerman fans. I was lucky to get an invite, and I had a pass. Which is probably like, see, you noob, I didn't give you a Goblin invite. I give you a Ghoul invite, and you pass anyway. So enough with you. Anyway. It was a super secret invite only thing. And it's kind of thing that you shouldn't pass on if you're offered the invite. It's kind of how it shakes out. Oh, so I read Queen of Bedlam. I loved it. Oh, wait. I thought it was very odd that Dark Regions offered on Friday a pre-order on a signed limited Gauntlet hardcover edition of Jack Ketchum's cover that was published in 2000. I know. I don't know what Dark Regions Press is doing. I am completely done with them. They didn't offer me the link to Spin a Black Yarn, so I passed on that. I didn't hound them to get the link. So I'm done with Dark Regions Press. I got all my pre-orders from them, and so I can close the book. I now just have to unsubscribe from the emails. And that's a shame, but that's where we're at, 2023. Now, if I could just get my copies of The Stand from Dick Chiz, and I will be golden in that regard. So, yeah. Yeah, Hans was notified because he's basically a neighbor to Paul Miller. And Paul Miller's like, all right, I got to invite him. Otherwise, he's going to show up at my door and yell at me. I'm not going to assume what Hans will do. Okay, so I read Queen of Bedlam. I loved it. Loved it. The review is in the newsletter. I also have my review on Goodreads. Loved the book. I don't know. I'm like itching. So I went from Queen of Bedlam to Dune. Night and day. I mean, Queen of Bedlam is immersive. It's like a historical fiction, trippy. Not trippy. I'm using that word because now it's in my brain. But it takes you back to the past in a really fun way. New York's a city, a town of 5,000 people. It's really cool. Loved it. That's a book I was running to if I had 5 minutes or whatever. So this is really 180 degrees from that in storytelling technique. But I did not know Queen of Bedlam was a hardcover. I thought it was only a paperback. So now I would love to get a hardcover of Queen of Bedlam because I'm going to go see Robert McCammon at the end of October. And I'm also going to be bringing this book to get signed. But I would love to have a hardcover Queen of Bedlam to get signed. Oh, that would be awesome. I did not even know. Hey, what's up? Chad's here. Paul Miller sees me in his driveway some mornings. I live in Concord too, just the wrong state. It's funny. Chad's here. Yes. I have one, $50, and it's yours. Are you talking about cover? Cover? Oh, Queen of Bedlam. Hardcover. Yeah, I didn't know it existed. I don't know. Now I'm on the spot. You see what you did to me? Like, I'm on a bind freeze. Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. You put me on the spot now. Now it's awkward. Now it's just like, do I got to buy a book from Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr.? I said I wanted it. Queen of Bedlam hardcover. I know Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. took good care of it. $50. Do I have $50? What do I do? Do I just get quieter and quieter and then trail off until there's nothing left to say? I don't know. Maybe they'll play a commercial. Maybe I'll talk about Hunter Biden get all kinds of money. Hunter Biden he should go to jail for the crimes Hunter Biden committed. Just on the gun application form, a person with no connections would do 10 years. And Hunter Biden gets nothing. Rules, 2 tiers of justice. So now did a commercial kick in? Now are we going into a commercial? Because then I can get out of buying a book. A cliffhanger for next week. This is Jeff's most political live video ever. Or you could take one of mine with you and get it signed and the book is yours. No. I'm not going to take anything from you. I got to buy. I don't know what I'm going to do, Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. Thank you for the offer, though. I was just joking about being on the spot, you know. It's like, hey, you want to see a Freddy Krueger drawing? Look at this. I drew this. Oh, I can't see. I got to move that out. Look, it's my Freddy Krueger drawing. I drew that. There he is. Freddy Krueger. I'm designing a shirt. With Freddy Krueger on it. Sketches from a dumbass, because I'm not a good artist. It's bad. Thank you. It's bad. Dude, we barely like each other. You're not getting any sympathy. No, you've sent me some books, man, and that was very kind. I got Ghost Story down there. Are you kidding me? That's like the most amazing thing. Razored Saddles. You think I don't remember these things? Owl Going Back, Breed. My God. Meant a lot to me. It still means a lot to me, Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. And I barely returned the favor with Emerald Germs of Ireland. Did you ever read that? You probably would hate that. You probably hated it. I hope you liked it. Mitch will win those drawings. Yeah, they'll go in with a sale or a win. Neat. We need a Nightmare reboot. Freddy kills. Freddy ends. Oh no. 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 No, that's too much. I need to take a drink. All right, I got to see what else I got to get to before I get yelled at. Oh, take it easy, Ron. See you next week, man. See you next week. Have a strong week. Let's see. So I talked about Queen of Bedlam. Oh, Zach from Zach Books actually put up a good video. I'm not even kidding, Mitch. He does a Holly rant review, and he actually has a mature take on Holly. So he talks about the book and he separates himself, his personal feelings about politics from the book, and it's a pretty mature leap. And he had his baby, so congrats to Zach and Danielle on the baby. I'm rooting for you, crazy kids. It's a tough thing to have a baby, man. I mean, he's like barely older than Mitch, and he's having a baby. So congrats to Zach. Good video on his Holly rant review. Go actually watch it. This is one Zach's book review that you will not have to hate watch. He actually has a good take on Holly. So kudos to those kids. Give them some support. It's tough times right now. I am rooting for them. They're living in a shithole Chicago, and good on them, man. So this is why I said it's forgiveness. I can be objective, and I really did think he did a good job. Nightmare on Rob Zombie Street. Would love to see that. I've bought. Oh, you loved it. Oh, I'm glad you did, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. That's a book I loved. Emerald Germs of Ireland. It's number 2 after Butcher Boy, and I got to read the Big Yaru, which is a Butcher Boy sequel. But Emerald Germs of Ireland, love it. I bought a few other McCabe's. Oh, that makes that warms the cockles. That warms the cockles of my heart. Have a great night, Ron. Yeah, I missed the new Z-Man vid. Yeah, the Holly rant review. I liked it. I thought it was good. Are there spoilers though? Because I am actually going to read Holly. Yeah, there are spoilers. There are. Time for me to take off. Take it easy, Jason. Have a great week. Yeah, he has spoilers at the end. Now you take it easy on Chicago. It allowed you to leave. Oh, I escaped. I escaped barely. Barely. I'm 3/4 of the way through Holly. I like the story, not liking Holly as much as I did in The Outsider. Muy interesante. I just don't like Holly. So if it's a strike, I knew nothing else about the book at all, just the title. And then when he said it's set during COVID, I'm like, oh my God, do we need to relitigate COVID? We just went through it. Oh, gag me. So it was an automatic no from me, dog, on just the title and just the character. So, yeah, no, but it's a good video. The other forgiveness angle of my show was going to be Nightworms. So Nightworms, I'm not a fan of Nightworms because they cannot ship a hardcover book. Every book I've gotten from them, every new first edition signed hardcover, it's usually with a book plate, has come just damaged to hell. And it pisses me off. And they did it the first time with Josh Mellerman's Inspection, and that was actually signed in the book. So when you got a damaged copy, you couldn't just take that book plate and apply it to another book. You're stuck with it. And that just pissed me off. So I've rooted for Nightworms. I like Sadie. I like Ashley is the other partner of the firm. I like them both personally very much. I think they're really great people. But as a business, I think they're just falling. And they should just stick to paperbacks. So when they did the Fracassi Boys in the Valley one, normally that would be an auto buy for me. Nope. And it's sad because with the Mailer Maniacs package with inspection, they gave all these extras like a handwritten, not a handwritten, original postcard from Josh Malerman to readers that I still have, and I love it. It's a shame. Well, anyway, Sadie did a video, Nightworms, on YouTube that you should go totally check out. It's a great interview with Stephen Graham Jones. So go check it out. I know I'm getting peeped. And it is so Sadie's a great person. She's very respected in the horror community. I think she does a lot and I like her a lot. But damn it, I will never buy another Nightworms package. So never been a Holly fan, left of most politically, and thought the book was decent. Not Carrie, but also not Cell. I love Cell. And you know, that's a fun thing, Stephen Wesson Jr. Zach had a lot of really positive things to say about the story, particularly the last third. He thought rocked, was excellent. Yeah, the COVID stuff is thick. You know, I mean, it is tired. You know what I'm saying? It's like COVID will be interesting again in a decade or two. Not right now, man. Really? How many COVID books have you read? I try to read horror at Pleasant Brook. So I've had experience reading that, and I've just like kept hitting a wall. Like, oh God, I just and to be honest, who really wants to dwell on that? Like, you're done, you know? I kept my Carpenter's Farm compact disc soundtrack, a must have. I know, and I feel like a jackass because I didn't do the what did that come with Goblin? I didn't do the Malerman box. That book where a woman dated COVID. What? Litmus test on from a Buick 8. I don't understand what that means. Kissing the coronavirus. Yes, it's real. No way. Oh God. And you know, some of that stuff, like artists and authors are in the moment and they processes this, you know, and it's a pandemic book. Makes sense. Vibe on it, talk about what it was like to go through it. But personally, for as hard as it was for those years, it's too soon. You know, put that in a refrigerator for a year or two. We lived through it, still putting up with it. I know people that lost people to it. A book about it doesn't bother me at all. Okay, well, I mean, everybody's got to take a different take, you know? Um, and that's fair. And that's just like cool. You know, I lost my job because of COVID. Uh, and it just, you know, obviously I didn't lose a life. Well, nobody I know lost their life to it, thank God. So, you know, it's just rough. And to be fair, I didn't read Holly. I read horror at Pleasant Brook, and it was just cringy. I just don't think Kevin Lucia is a good author. So perhaps King handled it in a more seamless way, and it's great. I just don't like Holly. Let's just stop there. As far as good reading, don't forget Harlan Ellison, great writer. I Have No Mouth and Must Scream, published in the 60s. That sounds awesome. By the way, I shared that title because it's so bizarre. Hope it didn't offend anyone. No, it didn't offend anyone. Are you kidding? That is my all-time favorite short story. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. That title is its own story. I don't know what that was about, Potato. What was that, Potato? It is a great one, no doubt about it. I got to read that, especially if Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr. says it's a favorite. I have a Carpenter's Farm vinyl. Damn. Damn. What's up? I think I'm being stalked. I don't know. Is this assassination attempt? Okay, so I don't know what else I have to say. I said everything. I just looked at my list. I said everything. Um, read Holly, enjoy Holly. If the Holly's your jam, then jam. Do it. Love it. Live it. Fairy Tale was a bad book. Now I'm really coming around to that. I gave it 4 stars initially. It dimmed to 3. I would give it 2 because it's like getting a D level paper from an A student. You know what I mean? It's like I hope for better because there is better. And I just don't like Holly. And maybe the COVID stuff would not be bad because it's of a time. He's capturing a moment in human history, and it's valid and worthy. Jeff, you gave Fairy Tale 4 stars. I did initially, and it's since dimmed to 3. I know. I wanted it. I wanted to love it. It was inflated for the memories, like it's King, you kind of swayed. I'm 330 pages into Doomickey. I loved Doomickey. I really did. That I thought was trippy. The guy going to Florida, doing the painting thing, starting out his Hunter Biden journey. Jeff gives 1 star away every view. Every review. Doomickey was a great novel. I thought so. I liked it. My memory tells me I loved it. Did not like Rose Madder, and I love Cell. That's not a popular opinion. A lot of people hated Cell. I thought it was awesome. And I recognized it for what it was at the time. It was a parable about a terror cell. It was 9/11. It was like, so that was like, he wrote a COVID story, but he also wrote a terrorist cell story. It was like a parable. That's how I took it. That's how I take it. Cell equals worst King book. I disagree. Did you like from Doomickey was the top? Okay. Did you like From a Buick 8? I did. Didn't love it. I liked it. It was interesting. This car has a magic trunk, But Cell was not the worst. No way. I read Cell when it came out and liked it at the time. I loved it. I actually remember thinking, finally, King has written like a balls to the wall action thriller. That really kept my interest the whole way through. I like the cosmic horror aspects of From Buick 8, but it wasn't his best. No, it wasn't his best, but I liked it. Buick 8 was good, but not top tier. No. Cell was not stupid. Cell was awesome. I really liked it. I thought Tommyknockers was one of his bad ones. I love Tommyknockers too. Gets an honorable mention on my top 10. I liked Cell and Rose Madder. I couldn't finish Rose Madder. Mark knows what's up. I got to reread Rose Madder. I got to reread Revival. I'm going to read it as the Levidian edition, which is not going to be as cumbersome as this Bohemith. Oh, I kiss it on the lips. I like Tommyknockers, but it makes me feel like I'm on cocaine. I mean, when you got a vending machine that's going to kill you, but that's what's brilliant about Tommyknockers. You got a vending machine that's going to kill you. Tommyknockers is great. Me and you, Stephen Dwayne Jr. are here. So is Revival. I got to reread it. It's the best ending in a Stephen King book, except for Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary is the best ending in a Stephen King book. Revival is second best. Lizzie's Story is my next King book. It's a really pretty book cover. That's King's favorite King book, Lizzie's Story. I thought it was interesting. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. Revival is a top 10 King for me. It is so bleak. It is so bleak, but I don't think the characters were developed enough. That would have been an excellent novella. But I didn't care about that. preacher's journey. I just didn't. Pet Cemetery and The Dark Tower are the best endings. Revival is top 5. All right, well, I got to read Revival again. Tommyknockers can be boiled down to one scene. The boy who made his little brother disappear in a magic show, but did not know where he went and could not bring him back. Oh, that. I dug Tommyknockers too. Only Stephen King book I really didn't care for is probably The Girl Bored to Death in the Woods by Baseball Talk. The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. That is a non-memorable King for me. So you could say that's the worst King because it didn't make me love it, and it sure didn't make me hate it. It just passed through. Girl Lost in the Woods. She loves Tom Gordon. It was like boiling water too long, and then it just all disappears. I love the Lovecraftian vibe of Revival. I wish you would do it more. Yeah, I did that. I did dig that too. Tommyknockers is great. There's love for Tommyknockers. Like, that is like one of the most panned Stephen King books. But I thought it was excellent. I reread it in the PS Publishing copy with the Daniel Sarah art. I'll just show it to you. I know you don't need to see it. I know it's 10:16. I know it's in the Eastern time zone. Here is the Tommyknockers that I read. Oh man, this is my reread. Because I feel, again, when you buy these limited editions, experience the stories in high def, you know? It's like high Jeff. Little 7-second delay. But Tommyknockers was awesome. I loved it. Tommyknockers was also great, but I only read the first half. Got to finish it. Yeah. Mitch coming in hot. What did Mitch say? Oh, Revival is top 5. Lizzie's Story is my least favorite, but I haven't read Billy Summers, Fairy Tale, or Holly. I haven't read Holly or Billy Summers, but I can tell you Fairy Tale is a mountain of unmet potential. People sleep on The Dead Zone way too much. I'm going to reread it before the 2024 election. I'm halfway through Doomickey so far. It's a bit artsy fartsy. Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate the dive into the art scene and how this person's trying to reinvent himself with this art. And he kind of has this sort of spark of commercial viability. You know, I kind of did dig that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And I wondered, did King try to dabble in art? I didn't like Dead Zone, but I was like 13 when I read it, so my brain was small. Didn't have a lot of room for those big thoughts. Oh, well, getting late. Okay, take it easy, Mark. Shouldn't tonight's live be over by now? Someone wake up producer Jill. To me, Billy Summers was another Bachman book. It was a dad joke. What was a dad joke? It's a bit artsy fartsy. Fairy Tale I liked a lot. It reminded me of why I love King. His prose just speaks to me. And Billy Summers is a very good crime story. I got to read it. I wanted to read it. I like the dark half. Yeah, I did too. All right, well, I'm going to go because I'm going to get grief if I don't. That's how it happens. It's I've been going for a while. Been going. I can go. Yeah, it's getting late. Everybody's tired. I wore you guys out. You're sleepy. Mitch needs to have his like teething cookie. He has to chew on it, you know, and it gets all mushy around his mouth. And then as a parent, you're worried he's going to choke on crumbs. You got to wipe it down. You got a little bib, but you don't want to wake him up. Dead Zone is one of King's best written novels, most competent, but Salem's Lot is my personal favorite. Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. I can't believe I abused your welcome and kept you here this long. And I'm sorry. I apologize. But I hope in the theme of tonight's live, there's some forgiveness for even me, even old Duder, an hour and 49 minutes into it. and I still have to finish my Jeff Ward Stout. I have a lot left. I'm going to have an interesting evening. Okay. Well, you guys stay frosty. The dude abides. Metallica's done. And stay frosty.